Hello, it is I. Now usually when video game developers add features into a game, they're long awaited features that the game actually needs, like bug fixes, additional missions, and DLC packs. But sometimes it's the pointless things that make the game 10 times better, stuff like indicators, steering wheel animations, and even an interior Sat-Nav screen. So here are 10 pointless features we'd love to see in Forza Horizon 5. Now before getting into this video, sorry about that, I do fall a lot. Anyways, 4,000 likes is the target as per usual. Liking the video helps out so much more than you can imagine, and it's free. And seeing as over half of you guys watching have not subscribed, do consider subscribing to the channel down below. We're on the road to 200k and I love having new faces here on the channel. Thank you very much, and now let's get into this video. Now have you noticed that with all Forza Horizon 5 gameplay footage we've seen, they've never shown us the proper first person camera view. Instead they quickly skip past the view with the steering wheel and go straight to the speedometer one, which is awfully sus. So why are they so suspect about this camera view? Well, I think it's because Horizon 5 has the same old 180-degree steering wheel animation, and if they showed that to the livestream full of Forza fanboys, it would end up triggering them. Now yes, 180-degree steering is fine, but after a whole 16 years of Forza games, surely they would have updated the steering wheel movement. I mean, Gran Turismo started making racing games ever since 1997, but in 2019 with the release of Gran Turismo Sport, they finally added proper steering wheel movement, which was fantastic. It gave the game a new breath of life. It was so immersive and realistic, and it genuinely made you feel like you were driving a car in real life. So hopefully Forza take notes and add this pointless yet long awaited feature into Forza Horizon 5.
Wanna go hunt, my soldiers stay right. When I wanna go hunt, we ride the
Now in Horizons 1 and 2, you only had one character to choose from. Well, not even to choose from. You were just given the same male character from the start. Not only was this boring, but it also annoyed female gamers too. So in Horizon 3, we got to choose our own character, which featured female drivers into the franchise as well. Then in Horizon 4, we could change the clothes of our characters, which was brilliant. So in Horizon 5, why not go even further? Now I'm not talking about Sims levels of character customization, but perhaps Test Drive Unlimited style, where you could choose what haircut you want, how dark you want your character's skin to be, their eye colour and facial hair. That way you can actually create a character that actually looks like you. Thus I really hope Forza play closer attention to the character's face customization, so we can create avatars which actually look like us.
Daily offender, crazy stand up.
Now this feature would be incredible in Forza, yet we've never ever seen it. Manual lighting controls would be so cool in Forza, as let's say you have a Lamborghini Countach. Usually in Forza the pop-up headlights would only go up at night, so you can't admire the pop-up headlight animation. Whereas if lighting was manual, you could constantly pop up and down your headlights. It would be amazing. On top of headlight lighting, indicators would be just as great. Now indicators is something the community have been requesting for years, ever since the first Forza Horizon game. Yet it hasn't made its way into the Forza franchise yet. I mean, the racing game simulator Gran Turismo Sport has indicators, so I don't see why Forza can't add it into an open world racing game, where indicators would be so fitting. But seeing as Test Drive Solo Crown is coming out sometime in 2022, I'm not too fussed as we probably get indicators there. But manual headlight controls is a must for Forza Horizon 5.
Zing zing zoom when a low rider, things in boots like the old strider.
Now if you see the Forza Horizon 5 trailer, which I'm assuming all of you have, if we have not seen it then you're a bit weird, then you may have seen the AMG One go into race mode by lowering itself and deploying its spoiler and louvers, which is very cool. But let's be honest, probably less than 10% of the car list would come with this driving mode feature. So for those of the cars that don't have this feature, why not map the driving mode button to air suspension? I mean, Forza could introduce air suspension into the franchise as a type of suspension, to make the car drop onto the floor or raise up to go over speed bumps. That way the button mapped to the driving mode would always have a feature. Genius.
Jeez, same old story, you can get soaked or soaked.
And it's one thing that's had very minor changes throughout Forza Horizon's evolution, but never had a full-on overhaul, which are the AI traffic vehicles. As in Horizons 1, 2 and 3, you had cars, trucks and buses as the traffic vehicles, but in Horizon 4 we got gritters and tractors. I mean, sure they added to the traffic diversity, but Forza could take it one step further, as instead of AI traffic cars, why not have AI traffic planes, ships and other modes of transport? Games such as Grand Theft Auto have all of the following as traffic vehicles, and they help to make the game feel so much more alive. Now you might be thinking this would be hard to implement, but Forza have already worked with planes and helicopters already. As in Rio and Forza Motorsport 6, you can see airliners coming into land, and even helicopters spectating the cars in some parts of the track. So why not introduce those traffic vehicles into the Horizon franchise? And also, why not have an aerobatics team that randomly flies over different parts of the map? I mean, in Horizon 2, when you raced the Ferrari 360 against those jets, it felt so cool having the jets whiz past you at low altitude. So I'm really happy to see different traffic vehicles added into Forza Horizon 5.
Susan, what can they tell me about shot like I weren't shot in this fool?
Now launch control, would be amazing in Forza Horizon 5. I mean, the map even has a designated drag strip, so instead of redlining your car then launching it, why not have launch control instead? So how would this work? Well, there should be an option where you can install launch control as an upgrade part from the auto show, of which you can adjust how many RPMs you want to set the launch control to for your specific car. Now you might be thinking, there's not enough buttons to map launch control to your car, so it's impossible to get. Well that's where you are wrong, because the developers could map launch control onto the brake button. So if you hold the brake and mash the throttle, it goes into launch control mode, just like an actual car. So if Forza add launch control into Forza Horizon 5, then that would be incredible.
In jail, I was swinging my arms on free flow, now flash shows we go down.
In older Forza games, specifically the Xbox 360 era of Forza, when you removed weight from your car, the passenger seat of your car disappears. Now how cool is that? I love this as it's realistic and it emulates what it's like to actually get rid of weight from your car. But ever since the Xbox One era of Forza games, that feature miraculously disappeared, and I don't see why. I mean, it feels so weird removing 500 kilos of weight from your Bentley Continental, of which there's no aesthetic difference. Like, where did the 500 kilos come out of? So I really hope the developers bring back this old Forza feature, as it never should have left the franchise.
My girl got a body bombastic.
Now, some cars in Forza have these infotainment screens, which don't really show anything useful. So how cool would it be if the developers could replace this useless screen with a sat-nav that displays your map? Now you might be thinking this would be way too hard to add, but it's already been done. In 2006, in fact, with Test Drive Unlimited, as when you're driving in cockpit view, it shows you the map on the infotainment screen. And if you have a waypoint set, it also shows you that on the screen as well. If Eden Games were doing this 15 years ago, what's stopping Playground Games from doing this in 2021? So fingers crossed the devs take this into consideration for the next game. Now, one thing that really gets on my nerves is the fact that if you max out your brakes in Forza, they always end up being painted red. Now, sure, serious brake kits are often painted in red, like Brembo's, but sometimes red calipers don't fit well with the car's colour. I mean, a green or yellow car with red calipers would look atrocious. What is that? So just like the wheel paint options we got in Horizon 4, I hope the developers allow you to paint your own brake calipers sometime very soon.
Let's keep it real, if money talks.
Now, a pretty big problem with the new Forza games is that there's no real sense of speed, especially in the first person camera angle. You could drive at 200 miles an hour and it feels like you're going 30 in a Rolls Royce. So I reckon Forza should add exaggerated G-force movements to exaggerate the speed and movement of the car more realistically. I mean, if you shift a Lamborghini Aventador, it pushes you forward and throws you back into your seat. Seeing videos of people drive Aventador show you how brutal the car is, but in Forza you don't get any sense of that. It's like you're driving an EV. Hence, I'm really hoping Forza do something about this, as the lack of scariness really dulls out the driving experience in the game. And that's the end of the video. Hope you lot did enjoy. If you did not enjoy this video, that is a bit sad and it made me cry. Anyways, if you want to see me make more videos just like this one, then make sure to, you know, subscribe. We are trying to hit 200k by the end of this year, so any help would be greatly appreciated. Also, leave a comment down below. They help out a lot with the YouTube algorithm and trying to get to as many of you people as I can. Thank you very much, and I'll catch up with you guys very soon. Until next time, have a good one, guys. Stay safe, stay inside. Until next time, cheers.
My dinero's what I'm out to get. Sombrero, I get hat and then I'm out again. Got an A1 Chica with a drive like a 3 litre. That's what she needs D4, like the outfit.